Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be showing you how to fill in my brows as a redhead. As you know, I am redheaded, and when I first started learning how to do my brows, I would go on YouTube and there would be nothing there for how to fill in your brows. So I'm just going to show you how I do mine. So I already have my face done, well most of it anyway, we're missing the brows, but I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So yeah, let's do it. So the first thing you want to do is brush your brows up. This is really underrated and it's really good because it helps define your natural line. So I'm just taking this little brow brush and I'm just going to brush my brow hairs up. Just to smooth out any hairs that might be like tangled up. I like to brush my brows up even if I'm not going to do them or fill them in. It's just helpful to have them brushed out so that they look nice. Alright, so now we're going to get into the actual filling in of the brows. You can do there's so many ways to fill in your brows. You can do a dip brow, you can do a pencil. Personally, I'm going to do a pencil. This is just the NYX eyebrow pencil, and this is in the shade Auburn. This looks like this. It somewhat matches my hair color, so this is the color I do my brows. So the very first thing that I like to do is make sure that I have a nice bit of brow pencil in the pencil, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw a line underneath my brow. And the pencils are very powerful, so I don't want to go like too dark, but I start not right where my brow's at. I start a little bit farther back, and then I just kind of draw a line under my brow. So that I have a clear defined line. And if you have any missing brow hairs, this would be where you want to cover them up. Just kind of drawing the line where you want your brow hairs to end. Okay, so now that our brows are kind of lined on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and line the top two. And I also did not start at the very end. I kind of start back like here, like halfway to the point, because if you do it too close to it, it's going to look really fake and it's going to look really bad. So I try to do it to like right here. So I'm going to just draw a line over the top. And you don't want to overdraw. I see a lot of people who do that. If you're going to overdraw, you need to make sure that you don't make it crazy. But don't make it too thin either. You want to just kind of trace along your natural line. So that's what it looks like. I still look crazy, but I'm going to quickly do the other side. Okay, so now our brows are filled in at the top and the bottom, and now it's time to actually fill them in. So what I start with doing is these little flicking motions at the very front of my brows, and then I just kind of like gradually just kind of fill them in. If you have any sparse hairs or anything that you like know for a fact is sparse, you want to go over them with the brow pencil, and if they're kind of thick there, you can just kind of leave it thinner. It's really up to you. But I like to go and just kind of make a flicking motion. And as I get deeper into my brows, I do push the pencil down a little bit. When you're first starting, you don't want to do it that much. You want to do it like really, really light. But as you start to be able to see that you can kind of press down a little more. And I have certain areas where my brows are super sparse. So that's what you kind of want to go for. Now I'm going to do the other side. So now my brows are all filled in, and they look really crazy right now. They look really dark, but I'm going to brush them out to make them a little more smooth so you can't really see the lines as much. This is where this part of the pencil comes in. There's this little like brush part. That's what I'm going to use. You can use a spoolie, and then sometimes when you buy like a brush set, they just come with this piece as well. That's what that's for. So I'm going to go ahead and brush up the brows. And I'm not pressing too hard. And then I'm brushing them down at the very edge, like so. And the reason that we're brushing the brow hairs so we can also see where we're missing, and then also so it looks smoother and it doesn't look as patchy. So now I kind of can see where I'm missing the brow filler or the brow pencil. So now I'm going to go ahead and add some more of that where I need to add it, because you can see there's like sparse hairs here and sparse hairs here and here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this in there. Okay. So now my brows are looking somewhat more reasonable. This is what they look like from farther away. I'm going to now go under them and like kind of fix this with some concealer and a eyeliner pencil brush. I'll take you guys along with me on how I do that. So this is the one I use. It's not like an eyeliner pencil, I guess. It's just like a thin brush. So I'm going to use this to go under my brows and over them. And I'm using the Revolution concealer, and I'm putting a little bit of this onto the brush. So how I do the concealer under my brows is the same way I fill them in, except for I'm going under them. And you want to kind of trace the pattern. Also, this is great if you have any stray eyebrow hairs that you want to like kind of hide, because this helps that if you like don't want to pluck or anything like that, you can just conceal them. So I kind of start by lining underneath, and I'm just going to follow my natural line. Like so. I know this looks crazy. I'm going to blend it out in a sec. I'm going to do the other side first. Now I'm going to do the top portion, and I'm just kind of doing the same thing, except for I'm giving it a little more like room. So I'm going to do the other side. So now this is what I look like. So I'm going to get all the concealer off of this brush, and all I do is just like kind of like dab it on my hand like this, just to get all the excess off. And I'm going to use the same brush to blend out my concealer, and I'm just kind of dragging it down, and then kind of I'll eventually like, I don't know, I'll use my finger or something. So, and I used a little more concealer than I normally would. You really don't need a lot. I actually used a little more than I usually would. But now, as you can see, the brows are starting to look more like clean. So now I'm going to do the top portion. And with the top portion, I'm basically doing the exact same thing, except for instead of dragging it down, I'm dragging it up. So now it looks better. I'm going to set my brow hairs, because my brow hairs are exactly where I want them to be. But over the day, my brow hairs are going to be messed up. You're going to rub against stuff. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to go like this, and then it's going to move them. So you always want to set your brows with a clear mascara or a brow gel. I'm using a clear mascara because that's what I have on me. So this is one I use. It's just the e.l.f. one. And I'm just going to take the clear mascara wand, and I'm going to brush my hairs up the same way I brush their hairs, with a spoolie. So I'm starting at the very beginning where my hairs are, and I'm just going to brush them up like that. And I'm just going to keep kind of brushing them up to kind of define them, and you do want to separate the hairs, make sure they're not clumping up. But the other thing I do like about this is it makes your hair more defined. And so now I've hit the edge, I'm going to go ahead and kind of start dragging them down. So now my brows are filled in, and they are mascaraed. So that is how I do my brows. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Here's a quick montage of my brows. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope this helped you if you are a fellow redhead and struggling to figure out how to do your brows. I mean, this honestly does not just go to redheads. Any color hair can follow this tutorial, and it will make your brows look on fleek. But if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.